In today's episode, I'm going to share the exact steps to close more brand deals, even if you have a small channel, and why that could be your competitive advantage. And if you're a brand looking to work with influencers, including YouTubers, then this is for you too, because I'm going to share the exact blueprint of what I look for in my micros to million profit plan. And stick around to the end because I'm going to show you the most valuable metric I look for, and hint, hint, it's not subscriber count, and seriously, it's like the golden ticket to getting brands to notice you. Hey everyone, my name is Joey Valancourt and I help mission-based brands create profitable win-win partnerships with integrity influencers. So if you're a brand, you're in the right place, and if you're an influencer, you are in the right place. So let's make some deals. I'm excited for this episode and we got a lot to cover. But before we get into it, the story behind this was that one of the best deals of my career was a YouTuber who had 2,000 subscribers. Okay, he was super micro. If he had asked us for a flat rate deal at the time that we did the deal signing, he would have only made probably a few $100 at that time. Instead, he took a rev share deal. And it was the best decision of his life because the video launched in 2021, his whole channel went skyrocketing. And from that, he's been making six-figure checks every single year for the past 3 years and counting. This is why I want to show you the same blueprint, the same formula, the same payment structure that's going to lock in the same results for you and your channel. Now, if you want our team to help you figure this all out after you watch this video because it's a bit complicated,
but I don't want to use my hand.
Reach out to partnerprofits.com/brand deals. The link's in the description. For now, though, we're going to jump into a video screen share. It's a little bit different format today because we have a lot to cover and it is tutorial based. So this whole presentation is based upon 10 different steps. The last step we're going to look at is the golden ticket metric that every brand should want to see and that you'll want to present to a brand in order to have the best chance of success. All right, number one, subscribers. Do they matter? Okay. Size matters, but in this case, I'm not as concerned about how many subscribers you have. Okay, number one, if you're looking at subscribers, it's a vanity metric. People could have bought their subscribers, could have grown over time to now a non-engaged audience. And it's harder to find people to do deals with that are already at the level that they're cherry-picked. People have already got them. So I don't want to really target macros. I could still put a bit of time into that, but really I want to focus on micro influencers with smaller followings. Number two is consistency. So consistency is what I mean by messaging, your posting schedule, and your viewership. If you're talking to people about health and fitness, and then you're talking about politics, and you're all over the map, and people don't really know what your channel's about, then that's not consistent messaging, and it's not going to be congruent if I want to find an audience that wants to continue to hear one message. And your posting schedule, if you're doing one video every other month, and you're not really on track to be a consistent scheduling poster, then that also is a bit of a red flag for me. And if your viewership is just kind of all over the place and there's no consistency in like how it's growing, that's also going to be a bit of a red flag. But if you have these things under control, so you're posting weekly and your messaging and who you're talking to stays the same and consistent, as well as your viewership is continuing to trend or go up, those are all good signs in your favor. Next up, number three is views. So if you're looking at an influencer or you're looking at your own channel, I want to look at the last 10 videos that you've had. I want to take the total amount of views for those 10 videos, divide by 10. That's going to give me your average view count, and that's going to dictate how much I'm going to pay based on a cost per mil or CPM basis. So you need to know that. Some people will price based on subscriber count, but honestly, that's like a vanity metric because subscribers doesn't tell me how many impressions that's giving me. It doesn't tell me how many people are watching to the end of your video. So even though I don't get even that in this particular metric that I'm asking you to provide, I still have a better understanding of how many impressions my video may or may not get based on your last 10 videos. And so if you're a brand, you want to do the same thing. You want to go, and this is a manual calculation your team will have to do, but my prospecting team will usually just go in and capture that and get the average last 10 video views. All right, number four is price. And there's going to be a video at some point where we go into like brand deal pricing because this is a whole other concept. I have a couple different philosophies on pricing, but generally it's $10 to $75 CPM. And you could even 5x that CPM price if you're doing a full-on review video or a full-on tutorial video or something that's like 10 to 20 minutes just about the product or a concept around the product. But pricing can be very highly volatile and it could fluctuate quite significantly. So don't worry too much about this because we're going to walk through a formula on how to price effectively versus pricing for maximum profit for yourself, where you're going to do a longer term deal with the brand that's ultimately going to give you more money anyways. All right, number five is engagement. It should be no surprise, of course. The things that a brand should be checking for are things like, are people liking the video? Are they commenting? And are the comments real? right? And everyone can check this out. This isn't like rocket science at this point. You can see which ones are bots or not, and who's not commented on videos, etc. I want to see positive comments as well. And not only that, I want to see the YouTuber commenting back in a positive, proactive way, even if it is a negative comment. And this all tells me about the community of people. What kind of engaging customers do they have, or followers do they have? And this is really important paired up with the other metrics. So it's something that our teams and brands should be looking for, and you should be nurturing in your YouTube ecosystem. Number 6, saturation of ads. Now, if you're a micro YouTuber, you might not have this problem yet. You don't have a bunch of brands that are competing for your videos, and you're also potentially not monetizing as much as you'd like to with like pay-per-click stuff that people are advertising over top of your video. But what I am looking for eventually are people that are abusing of it. So I've seen people with like 4 mid-rolls sometimes in either a podcast ad or a YouTube video. I've seen people that have like an ad, dynamic ad going over top of their video every couple minutes, and it's super distracting. And it makes me feel a little bit like the beggar's mentality, and it doesn't make me feel like it's a quality channel at that point. So I'm looking for that. And of course, if we work together on a deal between a brand and a YouTuber, we can always ask them to limit the amount of ads showing up in the videos for the videos that they're getting sponsored. But in general, if I'm looking at YouTube at large on a creator's profile and channel, I want to make sure that there's not too many ads showing up, that the comments in the comment section are getting to the point that they're upset with the ads and they don't want to see the videos anymore, and they're kind of just like toxically conversing about how many ads are in these videos. Number 7 is really for the YouTuber side of things, but this applies to brands as well who are trying to find YouTubers. It's a way to find out who could potentially sponsor your channel. So how to find brands, there's a couple ways to go about this. One, you could just search for creators who already have brand deals in your niche. But I would try to find creators that aren't direct competitors with you, if that even exists. I would try to find more affinity-based audiences where they might not have scooped up all those particular creators because they hadn't even thought of it. Maybe you're like a couple degrees off of their prime avatar of a creator that they're trying to close. What I like to consider, like there's a gold, silver, and bronze level avatar matchup between a brand and an influencer. So you could also just run this in an AI prompt system, whether it's ChatGPT or equivalent. Just say that I am a creator of this type of channel. I'm looking for these types of products. I like doing these types of things. What brands are already advertising on channels or creators similar to my niche? And then from there, you're going to get a bit of a list, but then you're going to want to create an outreach list and start to actually pound the pavement on this and start to put some reps in. Once you have the formula dialed in, which we're about to get to in the next section, and we're going to give you the blueprint on how to approach brands with the right structure. Number 8's one of my favorites, creative strategy. Okay. So listen, if you're going to go to a brand and you're going to ask them for money, I want somebody coming to me with an actual concept and an idea, and vice versa. If you're a brand going to a creator wanting them to market your product, it's not enough just to have a content brief and a few lines about what the benefits of your product are and the competitive advantage. I want like a storyboard. I want a bit of a formula, and I want it to be custom curated for my audience or for the brand. So think about this as a unique strategy that you can bring to either the creator or the creator can bring to the brand. And in this case, it is the creator bringing to the brand. So think about a unique way that you could do a video. And you don't have to give away the secret sauce just yet. You could just plant the seed. And this goes great in an outreach message where you could literally outreach the person and say, I've been thinking about your brand. I've been using the product. I'm really growing my channel, and I think there's a good fit. I have a great idea I'd like to present to you. This evokes curiosity from the brand, because if I'm a marketing manager, I don't want to have to do extra work to think of a new idea, especially if you're not a creator we're used to working with, if it's a little bit maybe off brand or off the gold standard of partnership we're used to. But then all of a sudden it's like, I want to hear this idea and maybe there's something to it and let's work together, versus just going, hey, I'd love for you to sponsor my video. That just lands flat. I don't want to hear that. I hear that every day. People are always approaching, right? So put in a bit of work, it'll go a long way, and it's not wasted upon one brand if they say no, because you can bring it potentially to other brands and just tweak it a little bit. Number 9 is know your numbers. And this one continues to baffle me, how many times people bring me a price and have no idea how they priced it. They just pulled a number out of thin air and said, this is how much I'm going to charge for a video. And brands do the same. We're all guilty of this. We just decide that something's worth it to us, but yet every product sells differently. Every product's worth and has different margins. And same thing with creators. There's all these different engagement factors. So ultimately what I'm looking for is somebody to know their numbers and present something beyond just a flat fixed rate, that they don't have any basis as how they got to that number. Even if it's not a number that I can agree upon initially, it shows me again that you put in some work, that you're going past the regular things that are being provided by almost every other creator who comes to us asking for a deal. And what it comes down to is, fair pricing, profit share percentage, and showing deep analytics. And again, this is all predicated upon, I believe that anybody watching this video has a quality channel, has a quality message, is consistent in their messaging, and actually has real followers with real engagement and has an audience that loves and wants to buy from them. So if you have that, you should have viewership that shows that in the analytics. And if I have somebody come to me and says, hey, I did the math on things, here's what I'm priced at, but I'm willing to do a bit of a profit share, and here's my deeper analytics. Like, people are watching my videos up to 50%. I don't really care exactly what you're bringing, but just bring me some analytics to prove that this makes sense from a brand's perspective. The brand might not even have an idea what you're talking about, but the fact that there's numbers in front of them will help. And the people who are sophisticated in this world will appreciate that you put in the effort to make the mathematics for them to understand the deal. And then you guys can go back and forth. Again, it's about getting the foot in the door though, and doing the work for the brand is going to help a lot, and vice versa. The brand doing the work for the bigger influencers is also going to help. Number 10 is the golden ticket metric, all right? It's what every brand wants to see or should be looking at if you're not already looking at it, and that's the growth percentage. This is the diamond in the rough strategy. This is the up-and-comer. Okay, this is like the person who has not been discovered, right? We have America's Got Talent. Well, this is the growth percentage for YouTubers. This is most important for me as a brand, because even if you don't have 500,000 or 1 million subscribers yet and all the impressions to back that up, if you're on the up and up and I can get you before you make it big, before you become famous and I can't reach you anymore, that's what I want to see. And we're going to show you how to calculate this and bake it into your deal so that you have the best chance of doing this as a micro creator. And why is channel growth the key? Beyond everything I just mentioned, number one, you probably have less deals, maybe, and it's no offense, okay? We're going to get there. And you have the possibility of making it big. If you have a growth percentage just showing month over month growth and you're consistent in your content, that's great. You're more affordable and you're more cost efficient to lock in now, longer term for brands. Some brands don't want to spend $20,000 on a test with one video with one YouTuber. That's a big risk versus 12 videos over 12 months with one particular creator. You're more likely to deliver quality results and work direct with the brand. You'd be surprised how many people spend thousands of dollars with a creator who doesn't give any creative strategy and just does whatever they want, and ultimately the ad is terrible or the video is terrible. Working one-to-one with the brand is so much better, and it will provide much better results longer term into what you're producing as well as how you work with the brand. And your audience may be more engaged when there's less followers right now, right? So you have a really good competitive advantage to any other person with a macro following. And then so what we're going to look at here is a bit of a case study. It's a channel comparison of what I would consider still a micro creator and a celebrity or macro creator, or what another word would be like the whale creators, right? The untouchables. So I've got David Baer here. David's actually my mindset coach, so I'd highly suggest shout out to David. If you don't know his stuff, check him out. And not until after this video, of course. And Dave's got 64,000 subscribers, but his 6-month channel growth percentage is 46%. And if you don't know, that's actually a really good percentage, okay? His average last 10 video viewership has been 46,000 per video. His engagement percentage, which is, as a reminder, it's subscribers who watch your new videos, is 74%. That means that every video he comes out with, 74% of his subscribers go and watch that video. At this time of this recording, that might change over time, and it does change as your viewership goes up and your subscribers go up. But right now, he is off the charts. That is hot stats. Mark Manson now. Mark's a world-renowned author, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F book. I mean, I love Mark, and it's not to put down his channel, and I think that anybody who did a deal with Mark would crush it. But he's probably more choosier at this point in his career, and he's got 2.3 million subscribers. His 6-month channel growth is the same as David's. It's 46%, 47, David's 46. And Mark's last 10 videos produced 146,000 on average for the last 10. His engagement is 6.29%. So his engagement percentage is much lower. Reminder that it's subscribers who watch your new videos. That's 6% versus 75% for David. So much higher engagement. And this is a very big outlier case study. But the point is, locking in somebody like David at this point is going to be so valuable for that brand. And not to mention, it's going to be attainable because somebody like David who doesn't have a sponsor potentially on his channel, not to say he does or he doesn't, or that he'd do a deal like this or not and take the price I'm about to show you. but it's more likely that this micro creator was going to take your deal versus somebody like Mark, who's probably already got a bunch of deals lined up. So then the next comparison we're going to look at is the today value of a video from David and Mark, the 6-month and the 12-month projection. And we're going to use a $35 CPM, which is a conservative CPM for YouTube. You know, again, it can range from $35 to $75 and even more sometimes. Just because of the nature of the channel, you have to put in a lot of editing costs and time and effort, etc. So what I wanted to do was just show you David's channel versus Mark's channel. And I've got a screenshot here from a prospecting template that we use. And if you want this template, you can actually go to the link in the description, download it, and you can give it to your team. It's just a way that you can calculate all this with formulas instead of doing it by hand or creating it yourself. So today, to pay David a $35 CPM for one of his videos would be $1,600. Okay, in 6 months, based on his growth percentage, he's going to have a lot more subscribers and viewership. It's going to be $3,000 a video. So that's going to be double the cost of today's value of the video. And in 12 months, if he keeps growing and keeps having the engagement that he's been maintaining, it's going to be nearly $5,500 for a video. So that's $4,500 or so more than what he's charging today. So that's significant. You think about that over the course of a couple years, and I'm going to show you why that can be significant as a creator to lock in a longer term deal. Even if you're going to lose a bit over time in this short term, long term, you're going to make a lot more money. So next up, it's going to be how to calculate channel growth percentage. And again, this is the most valuable metric. You're going to go to socialblade.com. This is a free site that my team uses. You can get a premium account for deeper analytics and stuff, but honestly, the free version is going to do everything you need it to do for this particular exercise. So go to Social Blade. You're going to put in your channel username in the search bar. You're going to click future projections. You're going to scroll and find your 6 and 12-month viewership and subscription predictions. This is based on the growth rate. It's going to tell you how many people are going to be watching your videos in 6 months and how many people are going to be subscribed. And these are all ballparks, of course, and they're approximations. Then step 5, you're going to go to detailed statistics and scroll to total subscribers and video views gained. And you're going to capture, now this takes a bit of work, but you're going to capture the past 6 months growth, okay? There's going to be a bar chart. You're going to have to actually take your mouse and hover over it and see exactly last 6 months, every month, where were you at in viewership and subscribers. Okay, you're going to do that for total views and subscribers. Number 7, you're just going to express both as an average percentage together. Okay, and that's your average 6-month growth percentage, and that is your truth. You can bank on that because that is the truth. You can bring to the brand and say, hey, listen, I've grown by this much in both my viewership and my subscriptions. And on average, I've got this growth rate that's going to lead into the next conversation when you're actually doing the deal proposal. So again, being a brand, if I saw you bring me this deal, I'd be like 95% inclined. If you were a match, like this would be a no-brainer for me. But this is how to craft your offer. So step by step, how to craft your offer to a brand for the highest chance of success. Number 1, you're going to calculate your last 10 video average view count, and then you're going to divide it by 10. You're going to figure out your today engagement percentage score. So that's your subscribers divided by your average last 10 video views. Number 3, you're going to price your today CPM. Okay, you're going to do that by taking your last average 10 video views divided by 1,000, multiplying by your $35 CPM, which again, $35, you could put it up or down. We're just using that for example purposes. Number 4, you're going to discount your flat rate by 10 to 30% in exchange for a commission of 10 to 20% forever or in perpetuity. Now, what this does is that it offsets in favor of the brand, yes, but your percentage of commission will continue to grow with your channel. This also shows the brand that you want this to succeed and offsets their cash flow. So I always want to do, I call this the hybrid deal, and it's the beautiful deal that makes everything work and everyone feel great about this, because the more the video takes off, the more money you're going to earn in addition to the flat rate, and the brand's getting a deal cut. In addition to number 5, you're going to calculate your future CPM based on your growth percentage and your engagement scores, and you're going to show the brand the deal that they're getting by locking this in now. Basically saying that in the next 12 months, if you commit to sponsor me every single month, I'm going to lock in the rate for day 1 now for the entire duration of this contract. And hey, I'm even going to throw you something else at the end of this. I'm going to discount my next year's CPM by X percentage because you're a valued partner that I want to keep, and I want to keep you on a deal structure that makes more sense. That is going to win them over so much. Trust me. Okay, and now to do the calculate your 12-month future CPM, you're going to take your 12-month average video view prediction. So you're going to take your 12-month subscription projection, you're going to multiply by your engagement rate, and this will give you a 12-month video view projection. Basically, what are your videos going to be how many times they're going to be watched in 12 months. Then you're going to calculate your projected new 12-month rate. So how much is your video going to be worth in 12 months? By just doing what you just did in previous step, you're going to then take your 12-month projected average video views, you're going to divide by 1,000 again, and you're going to multiply it by $35, okay? And if all this is like overwhelming, pause the video, pause the episode, come back to this, take screenshots, or just again, like I said, in the link below, there's everything you need, the templates, calculators, and a call with one of our strategists. Wrap it up and to be real simple on how to do this. You're going to calculate your today rate. You're going to give them a deal, and you're going to take a percentage in exchange. Okay, so instead of doing your 100% rate, you're going to do a little bit less, but you're going to take a cut of profits. You're going to create a marketing concept or a basic idea that you can bring to the brand. You're going to show them your growth and show them the savings that they're getting by locking in longer term with you now. You're going to suggest a 12-month fixed rate contract. Okay, now some people might want 3, some might want 6. I would push for 6 at the very least and 12 at the max, because you don't want to push too much further than that, because you're going to want to adjust your rates, especially if you blow up more. And again, you want to be favorable to the people that believed in you from the beginning, ideally from a brand's perspective, because that's the seat that I sit in. I want somebody really being on my side on that because I believed in you. I want you to extend that same pricing to me over a longer period of time, knowing it'll go up slightly. But these are the 5 things that if you brought any brand, you're going to be well positioned to make a really good deal. So that's it. Listen, if you want more brand deals, go to partnerprofits.com/brand deals. There's a opt-in there you can sign up for. You're going to get the template, you can get the calculator, and all this other information we're going to be adding to help you craft this offer and to approach brands in the right way, including probably scripts that we can give you. And if you're a creator who fits the bill on all this criteria, like you're on the up and up, you're looking for brand deals, you need a bit of help, you want somebody to help you formulate and calculate the deal and the proposal and the facilitation, you can go to partnerprofits.com/brand deals and we will help you out from that point. And listen, this isn't a totally unselfish ask because, of course, we're facilitating deals. We have a Rolodex of brands. We want to hook up with new brand creators, including you. So really what we're trying to find and isolate are micro creators who have a good growth percentage, who want brand deals and just need a bit of help. And this way, everybody wins. The brands get really great creators, and of course, the creators get brand deals and cash flow.